Tszyu versus Fundora and Romero versus Cruz. The reaction right here on the Masterflex Sports Channel.
You would. So, what went wrong during this fight? It's okay.
I want to tell everybody, just thank you for coming out, and honestly, happy Easter, everybody. You guys, Jesus, it's like Jesus was resurrected. I'll be back. I want to tell everybody happy Easter, and thank you for supporting me and following me. Thank you.
Welcome back, y'all. I am your boy Masterflex, and we're gonna get right into it. So, right out the bat, I'm gonna say this. I know I said in my last video, shouldn't buy the pay-per-view. It's not gonna be that good. I was wrong. I was clearly wrong. That pay-per-view was fire. Okay? Those fights from bottom to top were fire. And we're gonna start with Julio Cesar Martinez versus Cordova. I think Cordova won that fight. On my scorecard, I had it 113-112. I know there was a 10-7 round because of the second round, the two knockdowns, but I gave the first two rounds to Cordova, and then the 7 through the 12 to Cordova as well. He was landing more punches. He was boxing. Granted, Julio Cesar Martinez had the harder punches, but they came very far in between all the punches that were being landed by Cordova. You know, yeah, they were affecting Cordova more, but you know, do we score fights off of how a punch hurts somebody? Or do we score a fight, you know, how many punches are landing? You know what I mean? Yeah, granted, you know, the punches that Martinez did land were hurting him, but he was barely ever landing punches. He couldn't box, couldn't cut out the ring. He was chasing Cordova the whole fight, and when he did land, yeah, he hurt him, but he didn't. He lost. He ran out of gas after round 6, and then after that, it was. I didn't see. I was not impressed by Martinez. I think any of those top, like Bam Rodriguez, would make a mockery of this dude. Would make this guy put this guy on his highlight reel. So would Sonny Edwards. So the next fight we're gonna talk about is Irislandi Lara versus Zarafa. Lara, I mean, that fight didn't really last that long. Lara literally second round, 1-2, done. Dude hit the ropes and it was over with, bro. And you know, and what sucked was that they even said it was like, yo, his sister who had breast cancer came to see him fight and finally win a championship belt and blah blah blah, and then he got slept. So I felt bad for him. I ain't gonna hold you, but here's Lonnie Lara at 40 years old, showing why he gave Canelo the business and why everybody was claiming that he actually won that fight. I'm not saying that I did. I never saw that fight live. I'd have to go back and see it, but I'm just saying what people said. And then the co-main, which in my opinion should have been the main event. Rolly Romero versus Pitbull Cruz. Now, I hate to say I told everybody, but I did call it. I did say it was going to end or knock out with a hook. And of course, what did I say? This dude Rolly leads in with his chin. And what happened? He got caught because he kept leading in with his chin. And in the 8th round, the ref had to stop the fight because he was getting his ass beat for 8 rounds straight. And you know what? I was 1 round off. I said it was going to end between 4 and 7. I gave myself a 3-round buffer because I thought it could have, you know, it was going to end in between there and ended in the 8th, you know. Darn. So yeah, you know what? And I gotta say this too. I know Rolly Romero talked all that smack prior to the fight happening, but what's unfortunate is like Rolly was obviously really hurt even after the fight, and the fact that they tried you gotta recall like what Joe Rogan said about like interviewing MMA fighters after they get knocked out. Like that's basically what happened to Romero. They're not there. They're not fully there, and you can see it, and like in his eyes, you can see it with how he was struggling to get words off. That like yeah, Rolly was hurt, and the fact that like they were like, and you can see the reporters smiling like, oh, I'm about to get a viral video here. You know, this is some news, and it's like you know that was messed up, man. Like, yeah, bro talked smack, but he got his ass beat. You know, he ate the words that he was talking smack. Now rub salt in the wound after he took that beating. I think that was like really low by you know PBC and or was it PBC? Yeah, PBC. For them to do that, because like you should be ashamed of yourself, because you yourself know that bro is not there, and yet you're gonna stick a mic in his face, you know. And then I gotta also say the fans in that stadium, y'all ain't shit either, to be honest. And I hate to be cursing that much in this many, but y'all ain't shit, because to be honest, that dude went in there. Yeah, none of y'all would do that. That dude went in there after all that smack talk and went in there to go fight. Yeah, he lost. Yeah, he got every word that he said shoved right back in his face. But to boo the man for giving y'all exactly what y'all wanted, y'all were hyping this man up because of all this talk and everything like that he was the most, you know, exciting fighter, and then now that he's lost and in the fashion that he lost, now you want to boo him? Why? You know, that's so messed up, bro. That's so messed up, you know. And to be honest, like, I was excited for this fight, granted because of Pitbull Cruz, but because of what Rolly Romero brings to the fight, you know, the consistent smack talk, you know. So I think that was just thumbs down to PBC and thumbs down to the fans for that one, because that was a great fight. You know, whether you were going for Pitbull Cruz or Rolly, you know, that was a great fight, and that was just messed up for the fans and the interviewers to do that to him after that fight. But let's get to the main event. Tszyu versus Fundora. Now, I was wrong about this one too. All right, I was wrong about saying don't buy the pay-per-view, and I was wrong about Tszyu and Fundora. I thought Tszyu was gonna win, and to be honest, I was going on the track to be right. Until a accidental cut happened about right here on Tszyu's head, and would not stop pouring blood all the way up until after the fight, because from what Fundora said, he got his nose broke, so that's why he was bleeding profusely out of his nose and mouth, and then Tszyu was just bleeding profusely out of the top of his head. And all that blood dripping in your eye, and if you've ever had a cut, which for y'all that haven't, getting blood in your eye hurts, okay? It burns and it blinds you, okay? Now imagine a pool of blood being slowly dripping into your eye while you're trying to fight, and especially on top of that, he's an orthodox. It was bleeding into his left eye, so it was his lead eye. So he was just getting peppered with jabs the whole night, and all Fundora had to do was just jab him right on the cut. Right on the cut. And if I'm Fundora, I'm going to do the same thing too. You know, I'm going to do whatever I have to win. You know, shout out to Fundora to do whatever he had to do to win. But let's be honest, if that cut was not there, Fundora don't win that fight. Because up until that point, Fundora was getting beat, you know, and it was a great fight. It was a freaking bloodbath. I think that's one of the bloodiest fights I've ever witnessed in a very, very long time. I don't even think I've actually seen a fight get that bloody before. You know, that was a bloodbath for real. Like the whole canvas was covered in blood. The ref was covered in blood. Everybody that was near the ring was covered in blood. That was, and it was a great fight. It was a great fight. Good game plan by Fundora to box. Oh my God! Like, you know what's crazy is I'm wrong about that, because I didn't think he was gonna box. I thought he was going to do the same exact thing. I thought he was going to get up in there and do what made him lose against Mendoza. And you know what? He boxed. He was getting caught. You know, again, I say, because if it wasn't for that blood, he would have lost that fight. But I think they need to run that back. I know Spence, like, so my issue is that, like, they made Crawford the mandatory for the WBC belt, and then they had Spence hop up in there to like face off against Fundora, and it's like, why? How does Spence automatically get a title shot after getting his ass beat by Crawford over Crawford. That don't make no sense. Makes no sense to me. So, yeah. But that's my reaction. I think all those fights were bangers, and I think that pay-per-view is a great one to start off. You know, I didn't think it was gonna be that good, to be honest. But every card was. I thought the only fight that was gonna be really good was gonna be the Romero versus Cruz because of exactly what happened. I'm just saying, I called that one. So I've been your boy. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and then I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.